my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. Okay, first we have to address that today is the 90th birthday of the featherweight sewing machine, Singer featherweight sewing machines, which many of you love very dearly and own. Now, I am happy to have one, and I want to show it to you. So this is it. Now, it is not a family heirloom. Let me move that light. There we go. It is not a family heirloom. This is a featherweight that my mother-in-law, Madge, purchased from a friend of hers maybe 15 years ago. And so I looked it up. I used to have the featherweight book. I don't know if I still have it. But this one was born on September 16th, 1946. So it is like 76 years old, something like that. It's a number 221. I've got the registration. I think there were 20,000 made. I made a note there, 20,000 next to that date. And so that is it. It came with a book. So there's the little book, and it has a pretty good accessory tray along with that case. So the accessory tray is pretty good. It's got quite a bit of stuff in it. And then I went and purchased some things. The case is musty. I've yet to do this, but I purchased this stuff from the featherweight shop for deodorizing your case. I don't think I've used it yet. The cord needs fixed on here because Greg says it really should be replaced on the foot pedal. And I think I've sewed with it once. That's terrible, isn't it? Just terrible. I also was like, where is the cord? Because when I opened it, I thought the cord would be here in the box, and it wasn't. So I had to go and find it. But I've got the new cord. So I'm going to put it in the box. So now our ambassador Laura is obsessed with old machines. Yes, she loves them. You're not obsessed, Laura. You just love them. She gives them new homes with her. Bobby also has them. Melissa also has them. I think Suzanne has some. I don't know. Maybe Yvonne. Everybody has some old machines. And we were talking about them. And I thought, you know what? I have always wanted a candy apple red featherweight. You know, I've seen them at the shows where they take these and they go and send it somewhere, you know, somebody who specializes in painting, and will, you know, paint this candy apple red, almost like the, you know, sports cars, that kind of color. So I don't know. Do you think I should do it with this one? Sometimes I think maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should find one of the places that will paint this and just send it off, pay the money. I don't know. Maybe I need a fundraiser for that. Maybe we can do the super thanks here at YouTube. You can send me super thanks, and I will go and get my featherweight painted. I don't know what that would cost. They have a price tag. They have a price tag when you paint them, but they take everything apart and put it back together. Maybe would they put the new cords on it too? I wonder. Well, if you want to fund that, do the super thanks, and I will use that money towards it. Oh my goodness, I am such a silly goose. I really would like to play on it more, you know, sew with it a little bit more, but you know, when you've got a great big girl machine sitting in front of you, it's sort of hard to get the little guy out, but they are just so darn precious and beautiful, right? Just beautiful. So tell me in the comments if you own a featherweight. All right, so I'm gonna put her away. I don't know. I could call her Madge, who gave it to me, but you know, it doesn't feel right. I really don't want my sewing machine called by my mother-in-law's name. I love my mother-in-law, but I don't really want to call the sewing machine by her name. So I don't know. I think maybe she needs a name too. Maybe this is the year for that. This is the year for me to play a little bit with the featherweight. So I'll put her away, and then I'm going to get out some big surprise. I have some quilts from Wendy Shepherd's book, and that's today's project, the Christmas stars with the trees in the center from her book. And let's just see, I think one of the quilts is actually that one that she loaned me. I'll be right back. Look how exciting this is. This is Wendy's quilt from her book that we're doing the quilt along from. It's called Heaven and Nature Sing. I think I forgot to mention that last week, the actual name of the quilt, Heaven and Nature Sing, and it is on page 17 or 16, which is where the picture is in the book. So I wanted to talk I'm going to show you the other. She gave me 4 of the quilts from the book, so I'm going to show you that. There's 9 quilts in this book, and the book is like $10, you know, like 9 patterns for $10. That's an amazing deal. If you have not bought this book yet, you need to. You can also get a PDF download if you don't want to get physical books. And this is a great one for that because there's no applique, so you're just doing all patchwork and you can look at it on your tablet, or you could just print off the actual pattern that you want to work with. Just print those pages from the PDF. You don't have to print the whole thing when you're working. So it is so fabulous. So I'm going to show you the other quilts first, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how to approach scrappiness in the stars. So mine are approached slightly different than Wendy's, but both are approached by using a fabric bundle and not our scraps. So they look like scraps, but they're not. They're from a curated bundle from a fabric collection. But first, let's see. And honestly, I did not look. I knew this quilt was in here, and she said she sent me a couple others, so I don't even know which one she sent yet. And I need to move this back so I have a little bit of room, and I don't want to knock the barn stars off the wall there. Okay, so here we go. Let me see. Oh, I see some wreaths. So cute. Okay, so these are the wreaths with the kitties, right? Oops, it's upside down. Look how sweet this is. Here we go, right? Yeah. Oh, look how cute this is. The kitty is so darn sweet. I might have to do that for my front door, right? Look at the kitty. Why can't I get down there? Okay, there we go. Oh, so cute. So cute. And she has this fun backing on it. Yes, love it. And of course, if you wanted all kitties, you could put all kitties in them, every single wreath. Just do one for a pillow, do one for your front door. And I also like, she does, Wendy and I think a lot alike. So she also does a little border. And then this one, she changed it up and put not just the white, but she did a little print, but it was white based, which I think looks really effective on this quilt. All right. What else did she send? There's 2 more. There's so many cute ones in the book. Okay, this one has a white background, so I'm not getting any guesses. This is the background. The backing, rather. This is the backing. What's in here? Oh, the red and white. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It is quilted in feathers. Oh, it is. Okay, look at this. These are this border, the setting triangles. Those are amazing. I may have to do this one. Red and white. So she knows the way to my heart. And it's all the same red fabric. So let me just show you up close here. It's all the same red fabric. So it's just 2 fabrics, the white and the red print. So there's no other reds. Now you could do this scrappy, or you could use a few different red prints. All of that is definitely maker's choice. And you're the maker. Okay, what's the last one she sent? It has a plaid backing. This one over here has a little flower print. See, it has a little flower print on it. Okay, what's the plaid one? Oh, here we go, the gingerbread men in, oh, got a thread, got to get that. It's joy. Look, I'm going to step way back. Hopefully you can see it. Look at that. That is so precious. Just so precious. Now you could do just the joy as a table runner. Wouldn't that be cute? And I love the border on this. Love that angled border going all the way around. And all of these are in the book. Joy. I will be showing them to you again because Wendy's letting me borrow these for a little while. They weren't having to go anywhere. So let me just show you the gingerbread guy, little gingerbread man. Look at him. Look how cute he is. And you could, decorate him. Like if you're going to do, hang it up maybe. You wanted to decorate him. You could have little bow ties, little dresses on the girls. the boys, whatever you wanted. Little eyes, button eyes, they would just be so darn precious. All right, I'm going to use her quilt first to talk about scraps because we're here. And I'm going to get the other camera and I'm just going to bring this forward a bit. Okay, so I'm going to get the other camera and we're going to look at this and I'm going to talk to you about it because she used this fabric bundle. This is the fabric. It's called Favorite Things by my friends Sherry and Chelsea, mother-daughter, Sherry and Chelsea. And this is the fabrics that she used. And to do, so what she did, I'm going to just get the camera here. Hold on. So when she took her bundle, she was probably doing pretty much what I do, is gather up the fabrics, make the cuts, and then for each block, gather what you want for that block. Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, well, there's 12. I forgot how many. There's 12 blocks. So it's not like you're trying to gather up and organize, 50 blocks. 12 blocks is all you're dealing with. It's a very doable number to organize for this kind of controlled scrappiness using just one bundle. And when you look at them, they look very scrappy. They don't look like they're planned, and they actually probably don't even really look like they have repeats because she's not using those dominant ones to repeat. So let's look at mine. I pulled all of them that are used in one of these blocks so that I can show you a block and show you the fabrics so that you get an idea of how this scrappiness works and where they are placed. Placing it, you should have fun with that. You should just not get too wound up in placement. Although I know sometimes people don't want red against red, green against green. Well, it doesn't matter. Sometimes the color necessarily, maybe the scale might be more important. And you'll see, I'm going to show you one here where things touched and we just left it. Like maybe I wouldn't leave that every time, but this time I did. So we've got, I'm just going to show you a couple of them because the stack is, not one per square. I've got duplicates. So here, this one's really easy to tell. I've got it here, here, and here. So it's in 3 different spots. Now, one of the things is they're not like right next to each other because they are kind of more obvious. They're spread apart in different parts of the block. Now, here's another one where depending on where you cut it, these are smaller squares. So here is this fabric where you get a little bit more berry, and here there's no berry. It's just the flower. But you both get a little bit of that flower in it because that's pretty prominent. It'd be hard, but you might have one that would end up being just like this, just primarily berries in how you work it. Another one that is kind of fun are the toys. This is got, or what is stockings? Yes, stockings and candy canes and lollipops and things. And so this one is only used here. And the stocking, one of the things about this is that there's, parts of it that will be darker, like that stocking corner. And so you might want to audition occasionally to be sure that that doesn't create some sort of illusion that you don't want. Like here it is over here. And this way, there was not a lot of fussy cutting. This happened to get very little of the images, but got background with stars. So you just don't know how that's going to come out. Now the blue version of it is used here and here and here. So 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And like that floral, here's the red and here's the red. Now the one place where there's plaid against plaid is these 2 blocks. But because one is white and one is red background, you don't really notice that it's the same print, plaid to plaid, because I try to keep the prints so that the same print doesn't touch each other. Plaids, I would not, maybe try to avoid that, avoid having this, the stocking fabric, 2 of them next to each other where they're touching. Like here's 2 of them, but they're not touching. So they don't even seem it. White background, you hardly see any of those images. So when you're working like this with a controlled bundle, it is something where you could go and cut all the squares, and then take your design board and put them on it for one block. Put everything you want to use in one block, and maybe a few extras, so that you can just sort of lay them in position and then decide whether you like it or not. So I hope that helped a little bit for you to see the thought process behind taking a bundle and making a scrappy block. Now, if you're using really deep dive into your scraps of long ago, you might only have a tiny little square of something, such as, let me just grab, well, this isn't little, but so let's say you were working and you only have, like, pretend this is smaller. maybe you only have a piece that's kind of like this, like a small piece. Well, then that's all. You cut it up and that's all there is, and you just use it all into these kind of scrap blocks. The other thing I want to encourage you to do this week is start making these settings, because we have 3 blocks, and if you do 3 blocks and 2 of these sashings for the setting, you can do rows. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew, because we have last week's 3 star blocks and this week's 3 star blocks. Then I am going to put sashing, so that next week I will have those rows sewn. Then there'll be 2 more rows with trees, and then after that 2 more rows with stars that have a tree inside, and then they'll do the sashing trees after that. So, and then we'll finish up. So that's kind of the process, but you move ahead if you do these strips. Now, both mine and Wendy's have green on the outside and a red in the middle. You could do 3 different colors on here, depending on your fabrics. You could be using like this bundle and just taking your scraps and doing this rather than having it all the same. Or you could do all 3 green or all 3 red if you find that looks better with your quilt. Like a few of you are doing like blue trees, so maybe you just have a blue fabric that's the same for all these for the setting. Okay, they're so exciting. They're so darn cute. Wendy is so clever. All right, now I want to talk about pumpkins, but because the little mini pumpkins, because I have all the pumpkins made. But before we do that, I have a couple other things. I have a block to show you of Wendy's. This is her red scrappy block. I think she's only going to do 4 blocks in the red scrappy, and they're all different. Plus the backgrounds are scrappy. So take a look at that. She's got scrappy background fabrics as well. So, and then the tree is all the same fabric. So I just think it turned out so gorgeous. Wendy loves playing with the scraps, but when we're doing things for kind of work quilts, particularly the ones that she does for manufacturers, where she's showcasing a fabric line, she has to work within the fabric line and not add to it. But I think you can see how awesome that is. The other thing Wendy did was create this worksheet, which is now over on the project page for this sew along at I Love to Make Quilts. She said you might want to make notes on it, so that's something that it's a bonus sort of work page that you can make some notes on if you want to. So you can download that. And I want to remind you that Kendall has been sewing these, and so our ambassador Kendall at his YouTube channel. So you can go over there and get some additional tips, because he, might approach it a little bit differently or gives you a little bit different information than I do. So it's always fun to watch his videos as well and support his channel. Now I'm going to get the blocks. Now my design wall still has the barn stars on them. Yes, it does. And they will probably be there all week. All week, because I want to try to get some of them sewn, and it hasn't happened yet. But I am going to get the pumpkins, and we'll lay them out here on the table and take a look. Here you can see them laid out. Oh, it's so fun to lay them out because it's a little bit bigger than my vision was. I don't know why. I was thinking it would be a little smaller, but this is cool. It does have to have some sashings. So I would be cutting up backgrounds in different ones and put in for the sashings, not using, so it'll be scrappy. They'll be scrappy, and so like a sashing here will be something like maybe this fabric, because it's not either of these 2 oranges, and that'll be what I'll do. So this is pretty much what I'll use. I may switch, like, I don't know, I kind of like a polka dot somewhere, like not at the bottom, yeah, like that. So cute, so cute. And I did keep like letters, so that text was not that right next to each other. Okay, so that is what I'll do. That'll be some of the I just have to cut the sashing. So, and I'll work on that along with all the other things that I'm working on. Well, I am so glad you were here. I hope you enjoy making your trees and seeing a little bit of how you can use a bundle to be scrappy. and seeing Wendy's quilts. And I'll have those here again on next Tuesday when we talk about the trees. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.